Hello everyone and welcome to my look at Pokemon, Volcanion, and Mechanical Marvel. It's been a while looking at all these movies over the years, and now I've arrived at finally the X-Y series trilogy. Even though I still haven't finished work with the X-Y series, overall, I enjoyed it. It shows what I wanted advanced beyond I was younger. Most of the character change is almost as common as Setting Sun, especially true of this series. Even as years go by, some things only stick out when they first break out among our audiences. That's why someone might recognize Captain Kirk, but not necessarily Captain Lorca. Someone might know Obi-Wan Kenobi, but they might not know Kanan Jarrus. So, let's open this up. We get our usual Water Pokemon segment, which is centered on evolution and evolution this time around. As for this glimpse of a battle with Alon and Karina, it can wait. I have much more interesting things to cover within the next 93 minutes. Our proper opening is on an airship and not be a place in Final Fantasy games, with the titular Volcanion trying to escape from a pair of Pokemon hunters known as Levi and Cherie. Also, technology known as a Mega Wave, which can force Pokemon to Mega Evolve, so much noticeably pains them. This is already very cool, it takes on the meaning after Pokemon Sun and Moon. After that, we see Ash and Clement have an informal battle as Bonnie and Serena do laundry before Volcanion comes crashing in, which is the XYZ theme, Stand Tall. I've spoken quite a bit how much I like the hard rock sound of the theme before, so I'll continue on. Complicated Marilyn Harris in this movie is our Ash and Volcanion being attached to each other with electromagnetic clamps, which thankfully doesn't last the entire movie. It's one of the reasons I wasn't sure about this movie when I first heard about it, but I think they turned out better than I thought it would be. Back on the airship, we see the other part of the title, the mechanical Marvel Maguna. I actually like the design, being a so clockwork version of a Pokeball and BB with The Force Awakens. But the Prince of the Kingdom, while he likes the Pokemon, I count him as out of his ulterior motives. I thought it was a chance when I saw the movie a year ago, but I guess I misheard. Billy Bob Thomson seems to be doing a strange impression of both Saruman and Emperor Palpatine's opponents is not a stretch. It also turns out the backstory of the movie is that Magia and Volcanion have been in hiding for 500 years, because people want to hunt them down, and that Volcanion being unwilling to trust humans as a result. Not the most uncommon backstory, but works fine. Elsewhere, Raleigh's sister, Princess Kimia, is also trying to get her brother away from Alva, gets help with another woman known as Flamel. I also wonder if they know anything about the Sorcerer's Stone. I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. Anyway, Ash's Pokemon meet up with him, and Volcanion takes Regina on its back and leads everyone on a chase around the kingdom. Elsewhere, Bonnie and Serena search for their friends, and while Clement is in awe of everything around him, this movie has a unique blend of arcane technology that uses old-fashioned cogs and gears with more modern tech that wouldn't be able to place in an Apple store. This sounds like a lot in that time, that's because it is. I've covered the first 15 minutes of this movie in just a few paragraphs that I've been really good at over the years. Of course, Team Rocket was all too eager to help Alva, even though he's never heard of them. That's all, it's like someone never heard of the Joker. I also like the rather quasi-formal outfit Ash gets from Serena. The Pokeball Newsboy has a nice touch, it reminds me of the Heaven There in Pearl games. Guess we'll get those remakes on the Switch if and when they get made. While the being stuck together plot there, thankfully it's not a whole movie, so the shade of a character in a Pokemon movie not liking humans just get heavy-handed at times. The banter between Ash and Volcanion plays like a PGA version of Max Fury Road in some respects. It turns out Azeroth Kingdom was also built by someone named Nikola, no doubt moving from real-life scientist Nikola Tesla. Anyone else reminded of the Prestige? Naval Plateau is where Volcanion Magina once lived, and Clemens built Ash and Impact so that concepts like Mark I Iron Man armor, Barry the Ironmonger. As if my headcanon version of him was enough like Tony Stark already. Team Rocket then comes in with a hair cross that Pinsir with Air Mega Wave. It's like a bug-type Go Ranger, either adept in the Thunderbolt types. Still, Volcanion events are totally reckoning without breaking much of a sweat. Princess Kimia then sends him blast off for the 19th time with her shiny regard War. Wow. I thought that last movie was fast-paced. This is like some 10-year-old playing the games with a bunch of Mountain Dew M&Ms. There is a trade-off to Volcanion's power. It has require large amounts of water and heat to use, so often they need to have lots of water to make steam. As a fire-water type, it's actually not a bad way of saying how he's rendered in the games. Everyone then introduces their Pokemon to Princess, but then a wounded Amora wanders into space. Is that another experiment? Before we can answer that, another poacher looks like he got lost in the Road Warrior, tries to be captured, but Volcanion submits to everyone needs to crash his truck on top of some rocks. The words of Morton Joe, mediocre. As Amora's wounds are tended to, Kimia starts to repair her aircraft, so it was damaged in the last scene. However, His impact suit isn't waterproof since explosion Volcanion tries to refill the hot spring. Well, still better than Justin Hammer's prototypes. Starter Ash spends the night with Volcanion in a tank top of monster shorts he's fitted after Gulpin's ass even out through the clamps. Awesome. How did it work without burning his usual outfit, though? Volcanion still willing to trust humans, threatening to blast Ash. Ash says to try it. You mean, again? He does start to get about his crotch to transferring his Pokepuffs, though. That's good. That's about a third of the movie spent like that by my account, arguing and not getting together playing Knuckles Chaotix. Still, even though Volcanion is still being stuck in a stick in the mud, Ash still wants to help the Pokemon. That's still a quality I like in a lot of characters in this vein. Goku, Luffy, Natsu, Deku My Hero Academia. I've been this all day, fellas, even after a whole turkey dinner. Pikachu concurs, even though Volcanion is so reluctant, it's not proud how to thank them. That goes to the territory. When someone gives a word, I have no choice but to hold on to it. What? I would expect folks to do the same for me. Old-fashioned, I know, but I like it. It turns out that there were more electromagnetic clamps, as Levi and Shuri take out the Pokemon Plateau hostage. These are how harming Ash Volcanion with electric terrain. If I paraphrase Yoda Han Solo, that's not how electric terrain works. Alva has also betrayed the King and Queen and is able to tear out Malguna's soul heart. Can this count as a murder? I know the movie's going to be darker than main anime, but that's cold. Alva may not be the most cruel villain in the series, but he's on my list. Even Team Rocket wouldn't look at Alva's plans. Alva's plans by taking me out hostage and hurling Jesse and James out of the airship. I know his corrupt counselor, but I also wouldn't pass him trying to kill the King and Queen so he can rule the kingdom himself. So we learn more of Volcanion and Maguna's past before the final battle. We see more of their backstory and what led to them being in hiding for 500 years. It turns out also an ancient force can use a weapon and soul heart can awaken it through neo-arcane science. Now CGI of the fortress is somewhat odd. It reminds me of sort of Veil crossed with Cecil's airship in Final Fantasy IV. So the final battle involves trying to stop the fortress from destroying the Azov Kingdom, so this is what led to Mankina and Volcanion going to hiding for 500 years. As Levi and Shuri summon the Pokemon that can make all on deck, Ash, Serena, and Clement counter all the Pokemon to fight their way inside. The College Quest theme via heroes playing in the background as Ash Greninja and Zakuna play for and join the fray. Design reminds me of the Big O, casting of Arceus, Enoch Guilty. Ash and the princess confront Alva in the control room, and he has been in even more of those clamps with him. He may not be as cool as Koda in the Zork movie, but essentially Damon from the Victine movie's minus sympathetic qualities. Pokemon on a plateau able to repel the attacks, especially with the Hyper Cycle complete. Big O, it's showtime! Volcanion is able to break free of the clamps, and Ash breaks Alva's staff, rendering them anyway useless. Now, if only I could figure out the loot box between Battlefront 2. Topical humor. Ha! Alva tries to escape on a jetpack, but Ash Greninja wrecks it and sends him crashing in the forest. Mega Unit survived, and Volcanion used the water tank to destroy the fortress with a steam eruption attack. So, we close Volcanion looting the Valley of Humanity, Alva and his thugs getting arrested, and all his gear getting buried like a bunch of old Atari copies because of E.T. Paventure Chuck Wagon. This is my associate Skullshooter TCG asked, I think I'll go with the same one as Katameka and the Avengers. I understood a reference. That's Pokemon, Volcanion, and Mechanical Marvel. This may not be a favorite movie of the franchise in the XY series, it's still a solid film in the XY series to go out on. The animation is sharp and colorful, and even though the pacing is a bit schizophrenic at times, it's one of the better video game movies I've seen. It's definitely better than the live Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1993 and most of Uwe Boll's filmography. But when I talk about this movie since I saw it last year, with the actual movie coming to Disney XD, it's as good a time as any. Overall, even though we have different takes as fans, I'm glad that even with everything else going on these days, there's still finding to talk about openly. Something that's clearly lost in Jason Schreier. Still, even though I would tell those who think that way that there's nothing personal, they would know I wouldn't be lying. At the end of the day, I like this movie more than I thought it would, and that's all that really matters. I'll find out 3 episodes of 4. I will be watching the movie when it airs on Disney XD this Saturday. You will see my initial thoughts not long after my full look at coming on Christmas. That will be all for now.